Hi, Gerhard Bloom, once again looking at the tyranny and the delusions of the social justice movement. So Eric Adams, mayor of New York, before all of these illegal immigrants had flooded into his city, he was proud that, part of a sanctuary state. And now that he's being gifted the gift of diversity that everybody loves, diversity is our strength. I mentioned this before. Diversity is not a strength, it's a challenge. It is a challenge. And the United States, with its melting pot ideal, has been remarkably successful in integrating. But diversity is always a challenge. And now, after 110,000 illegal immigrants have flooded into the city, Eric Adams now changing his tune. Easy virtue. It's painless to say, nobody's illegal, and borders are exclusionary. Well, now he's singing a different tune. In advance of the school openings, he has said, this will destroy New York City. And undoubtedly and sadly, he is correct. But if New Yorkers have it coming, they got it coming. And in this case, this leftist policies and everything on crime, the open borders, all of it, poisonous nonsense, and now it's affecting them. And he says, likely also the case, he sees no ending to this. What exactly is the problem? Well, in addition to housing shortages, overwhelming medical services, and welfare, yes, costing the taxpayers of New York billions of dollars to pay for all of these benefits and social support for these illegal migrants. Well, in addition to that, schools opening, 19,000 illegal immigrant kids registered for school. As many as 30,000 are expected to show up. And most of these kids don't speak a lick of English. And no, it's not just about providing Spanish-speaking teachers or ESL teachers. No, all over the world. Yes, from Latin America, also from all over Africa, all over Asia, all over Russia. Into New York schools. And the schools have been told they must accept these kids. There's no turning them away. So they just must do. And what about if your kid is attending one of these schools? Undoubtedly, your kid is not getting the education that your taxpayers are supposed to provide. There's already overcrowding and teacher shortages in New York City. Of course, this is going to exacerbate the problem. No, this is absolutely awful. And finally, leftists are realizing that their rainbow color uniform and the rose-colored glasses doesn't meet the requirements of the real world. It's okay when other people pay the cost. Along the southern border, no big deal. Keep the illegal migrants coming in so I can get my lawn cut cheaply. I can get a cheap illegal maid. Yes, lots of Democratic politicians been caught out in this particular nonsense. But now, city of New York, right? This will destroy the city, right? Will destroy New York City. That's from the leftist mayor, Eric Adams. So when the leftists start waving the flag, it's a real problem because they can't deny it and they can't blame anybody else for it. This is leftist policies. And yes, he is calling out, as well he should, the state government not giving New York any support, or the federal government. This is on Biden. This is absolutely on Biden. Millions of dollars of fencing material rusting in the desert, people flooding across the borders, about 7 million illegal migrants. New York City is just the United States in microcosm. And no, we're not talking about if the borders were closed today, the social and economic problems are going to ripple on for decades, right? Decades of people dependent on government welfare and support, failures to integrate into American societies, crime, child trafficking and prostitution, and yes, fentanyl deaths. Anyways, finally, leftists are waking up. And hopefully, San Francisco, Detroit, LA, Chicago, they might stop waging a war against the police and start waging a war on these smash and grab looters. Countless stores are folding up shop. They can't stay in business. They're getting looted into poverty. Can't make any money. That means you want to buy something at Nordstrom's, it's gone. It's dried up and blown away. Or a pharmacy. You might need a pharmacy, right? You're a little old lady. There used to be one, a block or 2 blocks from your home. Now you got to take 2 buses to get to a pharmacy. Awful. Anyways, thank you so much for your time and attention. If you enjoyed it, please do drop a thumbs up. And yes, please check out my book, Deconstructing Social Justice, available on Amazon. Not important because I wrote it. I wrote it because the issues could not be more important. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Bye-bye now.